Brand new details have just come out about Disney's massive new neighborhood just outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. And this will change how we look at neighborhoods forever. Today, we're breaking down everything you need to know about Disney's brand new community called Asteria, what it is, how it compares to their first project in California, and why this will very likely completely change how we look at neighborhoods forever. And if you're interested in this community or any community in the greater Raleigh area, please download our free relocating guide in the description and don't hesitate to reach out. So you may be asking, what is so special about this neighborhood? Well, Asteria is part of Disney's Story Living by Disney concept, basically taking everything Disney does best, storytelling, design, and experiences, and forming it into everyday life in the form of a neighborhood. And it will be only the second community like it in the entire world. It will be a 1,500-acre master plan community with 4,000 homes, including single-family, townhomes, and 55-plus options with a wide range of prices expected. It'll be located inside the massive Chatham Park development near Pittsboro and ready for its first residents in late 2028. And to give you context, Pittsboro currently has around 6,000 people, but this whole region is projected to grow to 60,000 plus residents over the next 20 to 25 years. So this isn't just a neighborhood, this is a city-shaping project. And for those wondering, it'll be around 40 minutes west of Raleigh and also 40 to 45 minutes to the Research Triangle Park and the RDU Airport. Now here's where things get interesting. This is not going to look like Disney World. Instead, Disney is blending its signature storytelling with North Carolina's natural environment. Think Piedmont-inspired architecture, nature trails, and community-focused design. But there are some very Disney touches. The heart of the community will be the Second Star Club. Inside that, you'll find resort-style pools, playgrounds and tennis courts, fitness and wellness programs, a 2-story restaurant, community events, classes, and workshops, often with Disney themes and undertones, outdoor spaces like Asteria Green for gatherings and activities. The real touch here is the programming and community aspect. These classes and workshops will be designed by Disney creatives to explore. That will be great places to meet your neighbors. Special events here will be no different than your typical HOA events, and expect regular movie nights at the pool or under the stars. There will also be fitness programs designed to get you outside and into nature, and there will even be group trips and volunteering events. And then there's something wild, a real-life Lost Key cottage, a whimsical Peter Pan-themed storybook-style home that residents can actually use for events or overnight stays. It'll have around 5 bedrooms with each corner filled with Peter Pan-inspired details. It's pretty crazy to think this could be part of your neighborhood. Another perk is one that helps bring Disney's magic touch to the community, and that is that it'll be staffed by Disney cast members. If you've ever been to Disney, you've experienced the difference in their cast members versus your everyday workers and their warmth. And their typical welcome home greetings will take on a new meaning here. The grounds themselves will also be imagineered into nature with locally sourced stone for housing facades, miles of walking trails highlighting North Carolina's nature, and proximity to the Haw River. So this all sounds great, but there has to be a catch, right? Of course there is. And it comes down to 2 things, pricing and location. Housing prices have yet to be officially revealed, but many experts are predicting that homes will start in the $700,000 to $1 million range, with luxury homes well exceeding those numbers. On top of that, the club is expected to have a large initiation fee, think well over $10,000 and possibly $20,000, and expensive HOA fees and annual dues. I saw one estimate of around $11,000 per year for the club. It is Disney, so it will be expensive. Second is the location. Because Jordan Lake is sandwiched between Asteria and Raleigh, it'll be a little bit of a drive to get back into the area. Pittsboro is growing though, and has everything that residents will need on a daily basis. But if you do enjoy visiting Raleigh and its surrounding areas, you will need to be prepared to drive. Okay, so you may be wondering, since I mentioned it earlier, how does it compare to the other community Disney is building? Cotino, located in Rancho Mirage, California, a couple hours east of LA, was Disney's first storybook living neighborhood. Here's what we know. About 1,900 homes across 600 plus acres, prices ranging from $1 million to $4 million, features like a massive lagoon, beach-style living, and themed homes. There's even a real-life house inspired by The Incredibles, similar to what was described for the Lost Key in Asteria. So what's the difference? Asteria is expected to be less expensive than California, more nature-focused versus beach-themed, and over 3 times as large. Less luxury resort, more livable community. When you look around at Cotino, it feels and looks like luxury. You're at a high-end resort with equally luxurious amenities. Asteria will be just as nice, but will feel more in tune with everyday life through its nature theme. But the core idea is the same. Disney isn't selling homes, they're selling a lifestyle experience. This will be different than anything we have seen yet, which is the key argument for why these neighborhoods are changing the game. Here's the big picture. Asteria represents something much larger than just one new neighborhood. This is Disney entering the housing market with branded living, built-in experiences, and a curated community design. If this drives the demand Disney is expecting and has seen in Cotino, you could see more experience-driven neighborhoods, builders competing on lifestyle, not just square footage, and entire communities designed like mini destinations. In other words, the future of housing may not just be where you live, but how it makes you feel every single day, whether that's living in a high-end resort in California or amongst nature in North Carolina. And Disney is betting big that people are willing to pay for that. If I had to make a prediction, I will say that they'll be right, and will very likely get most of its residents from outside of the area. So what do you think? Would you actually live in a Disney design neighborhood here in the Raleigh area? Drop a comment below, and if you're thinking about moving to the Triangle, we help people just like you every single day. So please reach out and also download our free relocation guide. We'll see you in the next video.